Pickacard, Tears of Thy Enemies. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another Pickacard reading. Today we're going to be visiting the Tears of Thy Enemies. By the title, I hope you are intrigued, but a little bit amused. We're just going to have some fun. At least that is the hope. Taking things to a little bit of a lighter side. So let's get going here. We got some sage going. For those of you that know, you know. Oh, this feels so good. Okay. Tears of Thy Enemies. We're going to be exploring, why are they in your energy? So we'll do an energy check. What are their tears about? What are they thinking? How you see things? And finally, best course of action. So 3 cards for Tears of Thy Enemies. Oh, we have the 10 of Cups. Uh-oh. What we have here is jumping cards. We have the Queen of Wands. No jumping cards. We have a schedule today. And we have, is that the Page of Pentacles? Who doesn't have her glasses on? So this is what we have. I will leave the description or the choices and a little picture for you guys to pick from, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi, pal number 1. Welcome to my channel. If you chose this beautiful card with a 10 of Cups, then this message is for you. We're going to find out the tears of thy enemies. So you chose the 10 of Cups. We've got the family card. We've got emotional gratification. We have got 2 bunnies supporting, encouraging each other, pieces of puzzle fitting, all of those things. So let's find out a little bit more about this. And of course, we've got to use the zombie card right here. This is probably one of my top favorite decks of all times. So let's see here. Energy check for Tears of Thy Enemies, pile number 1. So who is this person? And what happened, or people? Okay, Page of Wands. Let's get a little bit more information here. The Death card. So this feels to me like somebody who felt like you could have been part of their family. Somebody who felt like, okay, we could go the distance together. Or somebody that you felt like you could go the distance together. There was an abrupt ending with the 9 of Hazards. You chose, or they chose, but the bottom line is that you wound up going your own separate paths, your own separate directions. You could have chosen to just remain single, or they could have. So dead meat market. Some connection ended, and it was just barely getting started. The connection, I'm going to say, was a bit infantile. Infantile? I can't pronounce that. And the fact that it was maybe focused on the pleasures of life. It was maybe focused on, I always think of the wands as, you know, the great wand. If you guys know, you know. Oh my goodness. So they could have been focused on sexual connection, and they could have had a ravenous appetite because, you know, babies, they just want to eat. They don't really think about like cooking or who provides for the meal. It's just, let me eat, right? Then we have the Hermit. This could have involved a Virgo, or you could have gone into a period of hermitude. And I feel like the time for that is ending, by the way. So this is somebody that you had a really deep connection with, that you felt all the feels, because this is my feeling card. All the feels, we connect, we vibe. I could see a future. I could see a family. I could see children involved. Maybe you did have a child, or had a pregnancy by this person, or vice versa. There's a home just out of reach right here, along with the clock right here. So I feel like this kind of cycled through, not super fast, but fairly quickly. It never got beyond the stages of, for the other side, for this enemy, quote unquote, right? And I say that loosely, and I say that in jest because I just thought, tears of thy enemy is kind of funny. But I'm going to say that this person is not laughing anymore, okay? I'm going to explore that a little bit. I feel like this person definitely has been maybe in hiding and trying to kind of reach you energetically. They could have made multiple attempts to maybe text you, to maybe get under different accounts if you're on social media, so that they can kind of like touch bases with you. They could have also tried to make contact with you in order to pretend like they need services or business or things like that, but not under their own name and not under their own, like you would not know. So I get a sneaky link. It could have been a sneaky link. But anyways, you saw a future. You saw something expansive. You saw the rainbow. This could, indicate any kind of relationship, male, female. I don't really care. I just read energy, and we're here to have a little bit of fun today. So I'm going to say that, you saw things from different perspectives, and oh my goodness, you can't make this up. I'm trying to be PG, but this just doesn't work for me. So look, I feel like the way this bunny is also like grabbing this other one, I feel like they effed you. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is, and not in a good way, okay? I feel like they just kind of went their own merry way, pursuing their hunger, okay? And their hunger was pure sex and trying and sampling in different spices and seeing how full can I get? And is there such a thing as too much? All the things they pursued. And they viewed, I feel like past tense, happiness as being this, is simply, well, you eat, you enjoy, then you die, right? And I don't think that that's our energy any longer, because now, they're popping up into your reading under tears of thy enemies. So let's find out a little bit about what their tears are about. What is this tears of my enemy about? Why is there remorse, regret, or upset? What is this? Please, for pile number 1. Okay, so they miss the good old times with you. They miss the times when you used to, maybe, and you were partiers together, or used to enjoy your drink, right? But this is eat, drink, and be merry. But basically that whole philosophy of just having a lot of fun, and I miss going out with you and hanging out with you. It almost appears that this bunny in the back is trying to drink one of the glasses from the bottom up, like the whole glass itself. And it just appears that there was a kind of a gluttony vibe about it. And with all of this blood right here, this could have resulted in, I feel like, I don't know, this could have been resulting in some violence. This could have been unexpected pregnancies, unexpected alliances, but definitely betrayals right here. And they're missing that energy. I feel like, look, 2 of Wands, they didn't know what choice to make, and they made the wrong choice. And the wrong choice, this head was on a swivel. And when they say keep your head in a swivel, typically we mean that is like, hey, keep your head up. Let's know what's going on. But this person was kind of like their eyeballs were clicking every time a new person in a skirt or in slacks would walk around. They were like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. It's so shiny and I can't make up my mind. And that is fine, but I don't feel like they communicated any of that with you. And that's a problem here. So I feel like there is remorse. There is some regret here. But I also feel like there's a lack of responsibility. Like this person's like, well, I was young. Well, but I didn't know, but I had so many options and there were so many things on my plate and my belly's only so big and I just really had to try them all. 10 of Wands. Yeah. So they created like a massive burden, not only for you, but now for themselves. And they're busy trying to pick up the pieces from the past. And they're wishing they're like, I feel like that ship has sailed, right? And this person is looking and their tears are frankly about something that's dead, buried, and over. And not only has decomp just completely taken over, but there's absolutely no meat on these bones that I can really see from here. But all the pieces are scattered everywhere and this person is in distress. They're like, I wish I could put it all back together. And they're haunted by the past. And it's like they're collecting things, collecting, how they're mourning and collecting the memory of how it felt when you touched them, how when you put your foot down, how I feel like even this hand, even in falling, was very graceful. And I feel like there's a lot of tears, a lot of regret, a lot of remorse. They have fallen many times and gotten skinned and cut and battered and bruised. I feel like mostly their ego is bruised and they're a little bit in a whiny bee kind of a sentiment where it seems to be that they have like one sock on and one off. It's like they don't know if they're coming or going and they're completely a hot mess, but they want to take the memory of you with them. Okay, so the Seven of Hazards right here. And this is somebody who's trying to be scientific. And this person can have a very analytical part about them, an aspect of them that just really hones in. I heard and goes for the kill. Okay, this could have been part of the problem where they're mature enough to hone in, go for the kill, and understand strategy, but not graceful enough to understand how to communicate properly. And I feel like that's what they're in deep regret and remorse about. And I do feel like tears have been shed. And yet I see all these like little gauges right here, little spinny things, right? And they're trying to kind of analyze things in the current state. It's like, well, what's the temperature? What's pile number one's temperature? Cold, cold, cold. It's cold right now. It's cold for you, right? But it's like, we're good. The zombie's like completely happy and not lacking in anything. And I always think of like the brain sucker as, you know, the television or consuming a lot of TV and things like that. So this person could be consuming a lot of television, a lot of media, if you're on social media, or if you have a channel, or if you're on things like, I don't know, Reddit or Twitter or any other things, then they could be really consumed with trying to analyze all the things that you put out there. And I definitely feel like they keep their finger on the temperature, all these gauges. They gauge the mood, the temperature, the vibe, the how you might be feeling, and all so that they can collect information and see, you know, what's a temp like? Could I walk back in? That kind of a thing. So that's our problem right now. So that's what's going on. They're thinking that they possibly might want to come back. They might want to, hello. Oh, look. They're thinking that you might not want to put work into this. I came up reverse. This is my work card, putting elbow grease into things. Let me do. I am focused on you. And this came up reverse. So I'm just going to say that they are thinking that you're not going to put any energy and effort into this. What else are they thinking? What else? Oh, yeah. They're thinking that, well, I mean, the tower happened a long time ago, I feel like, because this isn't, I feel like they've had a sudden realization, but because the bones are so old, to be perfectly honest right here, and the bones have been done and buried and dug up all over again, this is a matter that you've been able to process already, and it's long gone for you. Now, this process, I'm going to say it feels, sorry, I'm trying to get a good angle where all the light doesn't ricochet off these cards. They're going through a process now where they understand, they're reading the room, they're understanding the temp, they're trying to even gain more information. They're like, well, maybe it does kind of rise at a certain time, and the temperature gets a little bit warmer, and maybe I can kind of like, you know, mosey on in, just kind of like, oops, I bumped into you kind of a thing. But they definitely want to see what your temperature is with them and how you're feeling and how you're thinking about them. Would you give them the time of the day? They want to kind of go back to that era. And that era is long gone. I feel like for them, they're having this epiphany now. And the crown right here, to me, that, you know, the tower card represents like building on a unhealthy foundation, on an unsteady foundation. And they definitely did this. And so that crown, that tower has been struck down, I heard. And it's caused a lot of confusion. They're confused as to the why is this happening? But I feel like they just go back to you. And this a little bit has that, is it Eeyore? I don't know. The, you know, Winnie the Pooh, the donkey on Winnie the Pooh. Oh, it's not that good. You know, like some depression, some blues or whatever. But I mean, they caused it, you know. So I feel like the way that this could have been avoided or at least mitigated is to go through and be really upfront. But they chose to F you instead. And so now their crown is falling off, and it was a false crown anyways. I feel like they really held themselves in like a really high self-esteem or a high esteem, and I heard usury, okay, and they could have an epiphany and it's all falling down. Oh, Venus, okay, with a 52. And You know, ha, the Venus card. Let's just get close on the Venus, people. Okay, so tears of thy enemy. And then, so Venus brings glory and wealth and happiness since ancient times. That's what this was known for. And they're having a tower moment right now, whereas they thought that they were kind of in the zone, in the flow. They kind of knew how to bob and weave maneuver and to get things that they wanted out of life and out of people. That is no longer the case. I feel like they are having the shock of their lives. Yeah, interesting, because this talks about like enjoying being a different character. And it's almost like they put on an outfit or a suit or a persona in order to kind of like take ownership of this vibe, but it wasn't really them. And they're realizing that they can't advance like this. It's taken all of their vanity and their pride, and their illusions, and it's like dressing them down. So they're falling apart. I'm hearing Selena Dion, it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to reality, something like that. I will spare you because y'all know I'm not a singer. So here we are. But that's what I have. Your best course of action. These cards are like, they're interesting. They're the Before Tarot. Pile number 1, the best course of action. And you see things as like, yeah, we're done. Look. Oh, it's all coming back to me. Okay, look, it's all coming back to you too. And check this out. You're like, it's coming back to me too. Go ahead and approach me, bruh. Like after all the nonsense and after all the games and stuff, I'm sitting on my throne. And, you know, the King of Swords has been through it, but they don't mince with words. They don't play any games. They are like checkmate, baby. And not only will I checkmate, but I will cut down everything that really tries to even mess with me. Any strategy you can see coming a mile away. So I feel like you're sitting super pretty, super confident, super handsome. And this sword right here is just, I mean, the king doesn't even have to hold a sword at this point. It's like, if I see any effery around me, I'm trying not to swear, I'm just going to deal with it. And that sword will manifest out of thin air. I have the words to say to really keep things at bay, to cut people down. I feel like this is a master of, even, I didn't even realize this before, but this person is bigger than all the trees around. And so I feel like your domain and your skill level, you are way beyond. You far outrank this person that you always have. And that's part of the reason why they have the tears of thy enemy here. This person is like crying they could have had. Well, they no longer have that status. You're focused on stability, but you are cutting out all the bullshittery as well with it. So that is what I have. I couldn't help it, you know, put one in there. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Pile number 1, if you're liking this kind of reading, much love to you. Give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Grisella, Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. So you chose the Queen of Wands. Probably my favorite queen in the entire deck. I know I have a favorite something in all the decks. But we are visiting Tears of Thy Enemies, so let's get it. Let's go. So for pile number 2, Tears of Thy Enemy, let's do a little bit of a energy check. What happened here? Tears of Thy Enemies for pile number 2, please. Give it to me. The 4 of Cups. There was boredom. We're going to name the ingredients here. There was mystery, deceit, intuition. Okay. There was clarity. There was bullseye. There was a struggle. And a difference of opinion. Also connected to 10 of Cups. You could have a connection in pile number 1 as well. There was family, a feeling of family, closeness, emotional gratification. The Lovers. Okay. There was a choice. There was a choice. Why are these lovers? It's funny. I don't know why it's funny, but it's funny. So, okay, wow. Okay, I have to say, this is one of my all-time favorite lovers card in all the decks. I think it's so beautiful. So let's look at this. I feel like right here, I mean, she ripped out his heart and this person is still living. And I feel like this person is connected to an old memory. So perhaps this person is saying that they got bored with the connection, that once upon a time you were connected romantically. If not romantically, there was such a deep connection that it's like when you saw one, you saw the other one. When you thought of one's name, you saw the other. When you're like, oh, here's pile number 2. Well, where's your partner, pile number 2? Partner in crime or, you know, lover, whatever the case may be. And that's how you guys roll. That's the thing, all the things. Now, this is old school, kind of a gangster move. I feel like he's got like the wife beater and the tidy whities, super attractive, right? I love it. But I'm going to say like right here, what transpired before is I feel like you were a little bit like progressive. There could have been an age gap. She appears to be maybe a little bit older, but also she's a zombie. You know, we're going to look older. Her face is like half bitten off. Now, she stole his heart. And I feel like this person is saying, you know, that the reason why that their tears right now, tears of thy enemy, well, thy enemy feels that heartache and that heartbreak. They feel that longing and that loss of you. And I'm hearing it was always you. And I'm looking at all of the roses and flowers. And they perhaps may be coming to that conclusion and they've come full circle, okay? So something about you continues to haunt them and they can't quite get over it. Yeah, and you felt like family and you felt, I mean, the Queen of Wands is the quintessential beauty queen. This is a mover and the shaker. This is the one where she makes an entrance and all heads turn. It's like 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. And they miss that energy. And I feel like they maybe perhaps try to seek it elsewhere or they gave up on the connection. But with the Four of Cups, this is an offer that they didn't take. They were bored. So maybe they were like, oh, I can, you know, I can do better. And all of a sudden I heard, I might get flagged for this, but who cares? You know, I can take your man if I want to, but it could go vice versa. I can take your woman if I want to. This person could have been about competition, about the chase, about the run, about the beginnings. Yeah, look at that. This person was all about the sneaky links, right? This person could have, they could have just wanted all the things for themselves. And they were making shadow moves. They were moving around, slinking in the dark. This is secret texting. This is putting people's names in their phones. Let's say, you know, if there were a guy and they're interested in girls, they were putting just guy's name in their phone to kind of deflect from the fact that they had other women's phone numbers in there. They could have, you know, gone through a lot of lengths to try to hide their sneaky behavior, but they were doing sneaky links behind your back. And with this Three of Swords right here, they knew full well they were betraying you. And with the Two of Swords right here, I feel like that's, you know, the stalemate card and things like that. So I feel like they are having, regrets at this point in time. And I feel like with the pyramids in the back, this is like of old. They've done this for a long, long time now. And maybe they're older and maybe they are in fact close to the age of like when you met or when you guys were together. I don't know if there was a big age gap or something about them going back into kind of like being in your place. This person could be coming full circle and they themselves could have found themselves to be in a partnership where they were the boring partner or they are with a partner who really wants to consume a lot of life. Again, I get the feeling of gluttony, but I feel like they're coming more into their intuition right here and they're starting to see things differently. Now I'm also being led to, I just heard they're starting to see the world differently and an awakening. And I feel like they've been struggling with this awakening. I feel like they've been trying to medicate out of it. So some of us that know, you know, a lot of us have struggled with, well, okay, let me speak for me. A lot of Grisel has struggled with like things like substance abuse and things like that to numb out feelings, to numb out emotions, and even things that other people like we absorb because I'm an empath as well. So it's easy to absorb other people's energies, okay? Yeah. And so that's part of what's going on. This person has been feeling like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. And I feel like they have woken up and they're a little bit shocked and shook and repelled by their own behavior. And, you know, we all have regrets. That's how we learn. We learn by, oops, that wasn't like a good thing to do, or I gave in to something that was nefarious, and I see it as a pattern in my life, and I don't like it in my life. So let's do something about it. Let's not do that again. We get the help that we need. I feel like this person is in tears also because I feel like you come at them in the middle of the night. You do come at them more like in zombie form. So I don't feel like they sit and think and muse about you deliberately, but I do feel like in the middle of the night you haunt them. Like you have been someone, your energy, your philosophy, your theologies, your ability, your ology, all the ologies come into play here when they're in that lucid dreaming moment, when they're about to fall asleep. And I even feel like here's like the bride and the groom, right? I feel like it's a nod to your connection in the past. And I feel like they understand that there was a soul connection there. And there is some mourning there, but they've been trying to medicate. They could kind of drink or smoke or you know, excess video games or do a lot of things to get out of their heads and out of their emotions. Now, with this full moon in the back, that intuition is right in your face. That moon is bigger than the bed. It's bigger than the whole picture almost. It really engulfs everything. And so I feel like there is a deep haunt here. I've never said those two words together. Deep haunt. Interesting. Okay, but they can't really quite comprehend why they can't let you go mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They definitely feel that connection. And I feel like also at times they could feel almost like a telepathic portal between you guys, that they understand and hear like your words, your vibe, or even your voice, and the other way around. Okay. And this puts them in deep mourning because they know that they effed up and they're trying to kind of move on for a minute, but they're also not trying to wake up. They're trying to like stay asleep in all the sense of the word. Now I have the green right here, and I can't help but notice that I'm being also told right here that with the green in the bed. Okay. This talks about heart space, yes. And so you have taken their entire heart, not just a space. Okay. So maybe once perhaps they were bored, but that connection with you, they have never found elsewhere. And I feel like they're coming into their own as far as spirituality, like a spiritual awakening and things like that. And that's great. But there is deep remorse and deep regret for the behavior in the past. Now, I feel like they're still in a point in time currently. Part of what the tears are about is that they can't seem to break free of this cycle. And they feel like there's a lot of like shrapnel in their wake. They've done a lot of damage, a lot of I heard programming. So maybe they've tried to, you know, typecast people and assign labels. And it's like, well, you're the good little wife and you're the good little guy and you're the supportive role and you're the one that's accepting and I'm the one that's sneaky and I'm the one that's shady and I can get all the things that I want in life without you knowing, and I can have my cake and eat it and with the nuts and all the cherries and all the things, right? So the star, the tears of thy enemies, what their tears are about is that they feel like they missed this opportunity, because now it's like their boredom has turned into a missed opportunity, and they see that quite clearly right now. With the star, I feel like there's nothing boring about this person, right? Nothing boring about her. I mean, I would be kind of intrigued. I'd be like, wow, you got style, you got class, and maybe got a lot of sass, right? But I feel like that's how they're seeing things currently. And there's deep regret. And I feel like you are kind of like the siren, the merman, I don't know, the siren that calls them to the mat every single time. And when I mean, mat is, they're trying to lay down and sleep. I feel like their heart chakra only warms up and kind of glows, because it feels kind of glowy to me, is when they think about you. But that glow is dimmed by all the fuckery that transpired in the past. So a lot of regret, and a lot of, okay, I'm just going to say it like I get it. I feel like what transpired here and all the cheating and things, they haven't like lost this behavior. They don't trust themselves even currently. And their tears are about wishing that they would have taken a different path. And perhaps they could also be a king next to their queen, even if it was just a friendship or platonic or whatever ship. But I feel like they would have a better self-esteem, because nothing erodes the spirit more than doing shitty behavior continually, self-medicating, and then looking back and trying to get sober and looking at all the damage that you've done. And listen, I've been there too. So I'm not trying to sit on like a throne of judgment here. Pile number 2, moving on. We're keeping it light. Right. So we're keeping it light here. What do you think? What do you think? How do you see things? What are you thinking about this whole thing? Because I feel like they just want to drink everything up about you. But there's like an insatiability about that as well. It's like, well, how about you quench your thirst first and then we talk, you know? What are you thinking? What? Yeah. Look, you can't make it up. Little bunny. Little bunny. Look, all the green in the back. This person has an apology, and they might even call you and apologize and be like sloppy drunk, that kind of a thing. But they know that they owe this apology, and yet they have their legs crossed right here. And that's interesting to me because that appears to me a little bit more like when people cross their arms, cross their legs, to me, it's a very similar vibe. It's kind of like I'm digging in my heels, I go nowhere, or mentally I'm elevating myself above you, or I am armed and prepared and providing a barrier between my body and crossing your arms, right? You provide a barrier across your heart, but crossing your legs is like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm giving you no apology. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right here, is that's how you see things. You haven't received a clear apology. You haven't received an acknowledgement for giving, maybe going all in on a situation where, nobody even had chips left. I don't even know. I don't play poker, but you get the analogy I try to make that I epically failed on camera. So here we go. This person has not made any apology, and that's how you see things. You're like, well, I mean, you haven't even said I'm sorry. You haven't even acknowledged in any heartbreak, heartache, and you haven't even acknowledged, you know, because he's holding tight onto this flag. Sorry, I keep putting up and down here, but this flag to me, even though these are all bunnies, look to me like a shark, right? And I feel like this person, you know, you want the acknowledgement that this person was a shark and that they went after things in such a hungry manner to eat up, gobble up, and Pac-Man everything within their sight that was going to put them in firm standing, to help out financially, to be steadfast, to help out with their business, all of the material things. And then here we go with cooperation. So the way you see things is it's got to be cooperative energy. And also with the Three Pentacles, this is my third party energy. You see that there was like a guru, there was somebody else like building or pretending to like fluff things up, but then in the center you have a third pentacle, and it's like, well, where's a hand for that one? That's a mystery hand. That one just never transpired. So you see that there was a lot of stuff going on in the connection, and the way you see things, it's going to take a lot of cooperative energy in order to get that worked out, even just to be a level of like, yeah, I forgive you, I understand, or making amends, things like that. I don't know. So it is super early today, and I am on this beautiful property. It's like a rainforest, at least, you know, it's a small area, but it's so beautiful. And the fog is kind of melting away. That's good news because I'm driving today, like a long ways. And I'm just going to say that the way you see things is that the fog needs to be lifted away. There needs to be clarity, clear communication, and a real apology. Don't give me this bullshit of, oh, I'm sorry. Remember me? How you doing? Right? You're the Queen of Wands, and I feel like you would take a stick to this small apology. It's just got to be genuine. It doesn't have to be gushing, but I feel like a genuine, real, solid face-to-face, or a real acknowledgement and a willingness to explain things until, and what I mean by until you're satisfied. If it comes down to that, it might be that they approach you and you're kind of like, okay, I'm satisfied with this. Okay, that's good. Tears of thy enemy. And then we have the moon. The moon being depicted right here. Okay. So I love this. This again gives me vibes of the other card that we just put away, but this is a grand mystery. This is about the subtleties. This is about connections, and this is having a deep knowledge of the circumstance. I feel like you're aware of all this. Basically, is what that is saying. Oh my gosh! And this person has like no words. I keep stuttering and having an inability to even approach or speak, or to speak my truth, much less to even apologize. So I feel like you know that deep within your spirit. That's part of the knowledge. What is the best course of action here for pile number 2, please? Best course of action. Interesting. I almost feel like this little like salamander is like holding its little hands like crossed, and it's okay. Best course of action is, I feel like you have communication coming towards you, And you're in the middle of, you know, fiery queen with a salamander. You are creating, you are doing things, moving and shaking, and you're not really, you know, focused on anything but that. So continue creating if that is what you're doing. Yeah, and you're waiting for your ships to come in. You're like, okay, I am about ready to call my falcon back to me. And report what they found. Is there any dry land? Is there anything from the ships that I might want? I want you to scout and see, are the spices that I need? So let's go. I don't know if that's how that works. I really doubt it. But anyways, here we go. We have the 3 of Wands and we have the 3 ships in the back. La Niña, La Pinta, La Santa Maria. Just kidding. But anyways, this is all about waiting for things to come in to manifest. And I feel like it's more to do with work with what you are creating to begin with. That's going to create something solid for you to stand upon. So I don't feel like you're giving it a lot of energy. Boom. Queen of Wands to Queen of Pentacles. So you're a mover and a shaker, looking for what brings you stability. You're taking care of your own damn heart, I heard. And you're going to be a little bit surprised by money that you glean and gather from like a past pursuit or a past endeavor that you've done before. Yeah, it's going to appear like out of thin air, out of nowhere. And you've made many, many changes. I feel like you're not even that person anymore that created that thing, whatever that thing was. Some of you guys have like a book or a poem or something that you did once upon a time, a while ago. And that is going to come back to you in the form of like monetary, monetary solutions. Yeah, I can't use my words right now. So this person could be really feeling foggy and things like that. And the fog could be lifting, but I think that you see quite clearly. And you're just focused on your own well-being. Yep, there's the moon again. Look, tears of thy enemy. Girl, that guy, they are crying. And once upon a time, they don't know if they are friend. They don't know if they're foe. They don't know within themselves that they have the ability to kind of embody both and pull out whichever is appropriate at the time. Be loyal to people you need to be loyal to. Be a foe to the people that you need to be a foe to. They don't know. Okay, so they can't even trust themselves. How can anyone else possibly trust them? And this has caused them a lot of grief because it's eroded their character. It's eroded their spirit from the inside out. So that is what I have for you. If you enjoy this kind of reading, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. So this actually is a 2 of Wands, which you guys probably know. If you know, you know. But I'm a little bit blind. I got my glasses on. That's just how we did this morning. Don't ask questions, please. We're going to keep it moving here. I'm doing this right before my shift, and I got an hour and then some to drive. So here we go. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. So the 2 of Wands, tears of thy enemies. Let's get a little bit of a background story. Energy check. What happened for pile number 3? Why is this 2 of Wands here? Why is this choice with holding the world in my hand? That kind of a thing. A nod to the past. A lot of red here. What is going on? Tears of thy enemies for pile 3, please. What? Clarified by the tower. He's actually within the tower. Just something I want to talk about. And then we have the 2 of Hazards. 2 of Pentacles right here. This is about juggling. This is about trying to figure things out. This is about logistics. This is about mathematics. What looks good on paper. This is what is shiny, what's pretty, what adds up, what builds up, what is methodical. Not any emotion right here. So all based on logic, and yet we have the tower. That's quite interesting because you would think that if you're building things on pure logic, right, it should add up and it should be really steady and sturdy. But yet we have the tower, which is things crumbling down, systems crumbling down, houses, homes, quicksand. It's all the things that we don't want. All the things coming down. Okay. Tears of thy enemies. Let's find out a little bit more about what happened here. So this person was calculating what is going to be the best way for me to move. What is my passion? I have 2 passions. Which one is going to be offering me the world? Which one will allow me a higher point of view, a vantage? Which one is going to give me the education that I want, the elevation that I want, the prestige that I want? Which one is going to give me the financial edge that I need? Now, right now, I'm just seeing part of like a owl, and I don't know what kind of owl this is. I don't know anything about them much. You like that? So concise. But I'm looking at this owl and it's got like, you know, the little horns. They're like really so I love owls. They're so beautiful. But anyways, it's got these like, it's a horny owl. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. She's back. Okay, so we have this owl with like the horns in here, and I feel like this is, you know, the ability that they have to look 360 degrees around them. I do believe, don't quote that as a fact. If you fact check, where are the fact checkers when you need them, by the way? Where are the fact checkers? Moving on. So this person was able to look around, or they thought they could, 360 degrees and see completely strategically what was going to benefit and elevate their position. I feel like that's what they chose. So the Ace of Cups right here, I feel like maybe you were more on the emotional side, just more touchy-feely kind of. Emotions are not a bad thing, you guys, even though we get shamed for them, right? But there's fear, hate, love, envy, sadness, hunger, more fear. So satisfaction. How did I miss that? Okay, and this person was all about like emotional satisfaction, not necessarily the logistic of things. So I feel like you were dealing with somebody who is mathematically minded. Ooh, that was something. Anyways, so 8 of Cups, somebody walked away, and I feel like they could have walked away and could have left you feeling like, what the hell just happened? Okay, because here's a big old storm. And this lady is trying to crawl to the live lady, which she's like, I'm out. I mean, I got my furs, I got my coat, I'm looking fly. I'm got the impractical shoes. Maybe this person could have liked like really impractical shoes as well. Or they could have a diverse shoe collection right here. And yeah, here's another 2 of Wands. Same thing, same thing. So this person climbed up to the tower. Okay, maybe they crawled. I don't know. Maybe it was kicking and screaming and making decisions that they knew intellectually were good for them, or they thought, and yet emotionally it was void of any real emotion. It was just kind of like, well, this is a great strategic move. I get the car and the house and the image, and you know, okay, personal story. I dated this one person once upon a time, and he was just undergoing like a divorce, and his wife was stunning. And I thought, why? I mean, I know that it's not based on looks and things like that. A relationship isn't all based on that. But it just appeared that she had, I don't know, a lot there. And I didn't really quite understand the premise of the divorce, which would explain a lot, because I mean, if you're dating someone, you would kind of talk about things, you know. But I want to pry, and so here we are. So it could be that. I feel like this person could have had, you know, a lot of different options, and yet they're choosing whatever looks really great on paper. How do they look? Does this, you know, do they, oh, this partner is a lawyer, and this partner is, I don't know, maybe a manager for a gas station, or an employee at a gas station. And there's no shade on that. I've had that job too, and I actually loved it once upon a time. So I'm just gonna say that this person really wanted what they thought was coming to them, what's coming for them. I feel like they could have used brute force to get it. Brute analytical force. It's like, yep, you don't have all the things that I require to be sitting pretty, and so I'm going to go for the things that are better and best for me. This person could have, I feel like they're older, but still they're kind of like with that vibe of usury. Like, oh, wow, this person has like a nice car. Wow, that's, you know, and still impressed by things that they can see with their eyes instead of character. And don't get me wrong, I like cars too, even though I don't know my cars. I only like the vintage cars, really. Cars, hello. And so I feel like, honestly, I don't even notice like what people drive. All my coworkers like, oh yeah, they drive this and they drive that. And honestly, I don't even know what my coworkers drive, and it's kind of pathetic. If they park next to me, I'm like, oh yeah, I think that's so-and-so, because of the color of the car, not the type. Well, that's a Tesla, and that's in my untrained eye just doesn't register. It doesn't register my brain, and it certainly don't register my heart. I don't know. But anyways, I digress. Moving on. This person had made strategic moves to climb up into this tower. Now they got to the tower and they're like, wow, I can look down on everything. Because I feel like this person has like ego. Ego is definitely involved here. But financial security, how am I going to take care of myself? And a little bit of like mojo. That's all wrapped up in there. Nothing wrong with those things. Except I feel like they were cold and calculating when they climbed up this ladder. It could be climbing up the corporate ladder. It could be just making strategic choices. End of story. And for whatever reason, excuse me, they moved on from you and chose, chose an elevated view, the luxury suites, the penthouse, whatever this is. Let's look at the penthouse. Tears of thy enemies. Gristle, you need to be in the shower and you're looking at the penthouse right now. Let's just take a peek, you and I. Shall we? Look. This is what the penthouse has, folks. This is why. I mean, we can end the reading right here. Tears of thy enemy. They are miserable. They feel like they have ghosts from the past. Everybody's coming towards them. And it could be that maybe they're financially well off. Everybody's coming to them for a handout, for a gift, for a bailout. Okay? Tears of thy enemy, this person, they're just in opposite sides of the room. I wouldn't even be surprised if they're partnered, if they don't share a bedroom, which honestly, in my old age, I'm like, that is a great idea. I would love to be partnered and have my own space, have my own room. I digress. Okay, here we go. So I think that there's, a lot of ghosts from both of their past that are coming up to haunt them. I feel like they've, maybe things haven't been paid for. I heard somebody's lying about their house could be in foreclosure, and I heard somebody's lying about that as well, and everything's coming crashing down. Their partner knew that they were valued for what they can bring monetarily, but they were vapid emotionally. There was nothing in there that would really stand to elevate this person to higher ground. And therefore, they're having that epiphany, that stark moment, and that stark realization that just as methodically as they climbed one step and one foot in front of the other to be able to reach that tower, now it's all crumbling. And this looks like a pretty narrow lookout place. So the tumble is going to be not so nice. Now I hear the word tussle. This person could be actually could have been physically abusive, or in a physically abusive situation currently, and or both. Okay. 10 of Cups and clarity. They're getting clarity about their situation. They're getting clear on what is going on. The past is calling for them to pay the piper. And although they look like on paper they're sitting pretty, once again, something's coming out of the ocean for them. Things are burning. That ship that maybe they look towards, that maybe, they know that that ship has sailed with you, that is burnt to the ground, even on the ocean. But then you have this one, it looks like a skeleton, but I feel like, the zombie thing. So one zombie coming towards shore, and they're going to get their meal. So I feel like whatever has been left wanting, whatever is still in hunger shall be fulfilled. Okay, this is like time to pay the piper. This is time, all of your things come into account. Everything that you've done in secret is now visible. And I don't think they're going to be able to keep this image much for long. I think this person could have effed up quite a few times, and this could be ultimately affecting their family. Look, I didn't put this card back from the last reading that I got. I stuck it right here somehow. I didn't even know they fit. So the Three of Cups could have something to do with it. They're parting ways. They're celebrating. They're carefree. Let's just, smoke a little bit of dope. Nobody will know about it. I'll kind of squirrel it away, hide it. I'm going to bob and weave, that kind of a thing. And now it's time to pay the piper. What do you mean you didn't go to work? And what do you mean you lost your job like 3-4 months ago, 5 months ago? And now, yeah, there's a problem. I heard restitution. There could have been an accident here, and there is a need to pay the piper, and that they're paying restitution for all the damage that they have done. And if this is not a legal thing, then definitely it is a spiritual one. And as I see that, the bottom of the deck, the reason why they're crying, the tears for thy enemies, is all about them already going deep within. They've already had to go far and wide and travel all by themselves into their past and pull back that star, that dream, that desire that they had once upon a time, and gain clarity on it. The clarity that they're gaining, and part of why everything is falling apart, is that they've chosen the wrong path. The path that seemed logical. Maybe when they were a kid, they were like, I really want the best car, and I want to be CEO, and I want to have my own company. It didn't matter what company. They want to be at the top. It doesn't matter what top. They want to be on that top of the mountain. And it didn't matter like what heads and necks they had to step on. Hey, Tippy Toes. Hi. What you doing? What you doing? Come here. Okay. Nope, there's still hate there. Tears of thy enemies. Tears of thy enemies is just a day of reckoning. Day of reckoning. They feel like people are spying on them. They have no peace. And yet, I also feel like they are definitely spying on you. With all these butterflies right here, they could have seen you undergo a lot of changes. This person, I feel like, is still immature emotionally. They feel to me more like locked in emotionally into their 20s. A little bit of, I don't know. And this is not wrong at all, okay? But I feel like this person is older than that. They certainly have like a family or things going on that require them to elevate their mindset, elevate their, thinking and their desire. And I'm even looking outside and kind of into the woods, I'm going to call this. And I'm looking, and part of their tears is that they see like a great monster coming for them. And this monster has, because of the fog right here, I see it's almost like a ghostly quality, but like a KKK mentality. And it could be like not intermingling race with one another and things like that. But I feel like all of those things, their racism and their racist ways, or other people judging them for how they have lived, is coming into play currently. And they're freaking out. But I feel like they have seen how you have morphed and changed. And I feel like you could be very graceful about things. But let's just look at this. These cards are crazy. Okay. Oh, does this get any better? Focus here. Now look at the kids drawing here. There could be a problem with children right here feeling unhappy, with dealing with instability, and it's coming out in their artwork. Let me tell you, there is a book, if you have kids and if you're interested in this at all, there's a book called Children Draw and Tell. And if you look at their drawings and things like that, you can really tell a lot about the psychology of what's going on in their homes, in their hearts, and things like that. Sorry, off camera right here. But I feel like they're not doing well, unfortunately. This makes me sad. I feel like this person is aware that their kid, I hear bedwetting problems. They're having bedwetting problems. They're having, night terrors, inability to sleep. And I feel like it's all due to the dysfunction of whatever's going on between these parents or these people. This person could be hot-tempered because, gingers are maybe ill-reputed and wrongly. It's a stereotype, maybe perhaps wrongly reputed to have a bad temper. But I feel like this person is tiptoeing around the shadows of the dark, maybe getting online. Maybe they've gotten caught by their partner, going online and kind of checking you out, seeing what you're up to. But you've really transformed massively. And they need to allow this tower to fall and just admit, you know what, this isn't working. What can I do about it? And where do I go from here for the health of my family? Okay. Hi. Come. Come say hi, love. Come. No? Where's the baby? Okay. Anyways, Coco does not want to say hi. We have Neptune right here. And Neptune is an obsession over mental and spiritual problems. So this person could be partially spying on you and looking towards you. If you're somebody like well known for your spiritual connection or for being spiritual or having some kind of a spiritual practice or habit, then they are definitely factoring that in and looking to you for maybe perhaps even spiritual guidance. So I'm going to say that their indigo is to me like a lot of crown chakra energy. And I feel like this is something that is really trying to make its way. And I do feel like they have that ability to do it, but yet their anger, their immaturity, their lack of wanting to take responsibility for stuff all gets in the way. And that's coming down, let me tell you. And it's not pretty at all. And that's why they're in mourning. That's why they're crying. And that's why they are here present at Tears of Thy Enemies. So, and I guess I didn't really get into like why these people are enemies, but I do feel like you don't consider that a thing anymore. You don't consider like, well, this is my enemy. I mean, you ain't trying to have a meal with them either, right? So I feel like going ahead and looking up different kinds of mudras to really help. would help. That's redundancy, Griselle. And I should be getting ready because I have a long drive and oh my goodness. But check this out. I'm going to show you one mudra and I don't know what it's called. You all can look it up or whatever. But this has really helped me. So if you do this and connect and this, and then you bring this to your chest, straight up like this, to your heart, and just breathe, you're going to feel so much more grounded. So you could do that mudra, whatever that's called. That's been my new one. Or you can simply do this. There's a lot of them. Just look them up, hand mudras. They're beautiful. They work, and they work fairly much instantly. Best course of action, Griselle. I can't do short readings. Who am I kidding? Best course of action for Jules, darling. And I think you feel this. I feel intuitively. You feel all this. Best course of action. I can't help but laugh. These cards kill me. Oh, I'm not supposed to be showing stuff. Right. Anyways, this guy's like trying to pick up this chick. He's like, come on, babe. And yeah, that's not going to go so well. So there is a choice. Once again, this person has to make a choice, but your best course of action is choosing love, choosing the proper lover. If that is your thing with the sun back here, I feel like you're divinely guided, blessed, but you also have literally a guide here present to help you in these matters. And I feel like you're going to be really aware and catching quickly on to people that just maybe only want sex from you, only want what's forbidden, or want to keep you as their sneaky link or their, you know, whatever the kids are calling it nowadays. I don't know what's going on here. Best course of action, please. 1. Okay. Be open to apology. I'm done. Okay, so my first instinct with this bird is like pooping in the cup, right? It's flying. This is like before tarot. And this bird is like pooping in the cup, but actually more accurately, I feel like this bird is flying by and dropping the fish in the cup because, hey, what a surprise. There's a fish in my cup. I mean, a lot of like daydreamy energy, lofty energy, a lot of kind of silliness, okay? But I take it however you want. I feel like your best course of action is continue doing you, enjoying the sunshine, following whatever it is that your guides lead you to do. The moon. Yeah, you're in touch with your intuition. And I feel like you're able to separate friend from foe. You're not messing with it. You're able to see that even a friend can bring about a tower moment. And so can a foe if you're not connected to your own spirituality, your connectivity, and your own intuition. Things can unravel quickly because, damn it. Sorry. People are human, and people are human. You have a king and a queen, presumably. They're about to really fall off their, you know, their pedestal right here. That tower is just coming down. Dark times with a 2 of cups. Dark times bring about clarity, a mutual connection, an affinity, a closeness, an ability to discuss things that really matter, an ability to go deep. And this is about a time when you're going to find someone to connect with that you can actually connect with on a really deep level. This card is so cool that you could meet somebody in the medical field, or you could be in the medical field. This is a little too shady. Somebody could like that leopard, or I don't know. This is like the Cheeto guy, right? I don't know. But anyways, they could dress a little bit more flamboyant than what you're accustomed to, or you could be the one who likes that. And in the end, I feel like these two people have undergone massive changes in their lives. There's a little house on the hillside right here. And maybe this is saying that you're going to meet somebody who you can connect with on a deeper level, emotional level, spiritual level, that really matches your energy. And that's going to be good enough for you. Some of you guys, this is holistic medicine. This is yoga. This is, you know, CMOS. CMOS. This is using food for medicine. This is organic, eating healthy, eating green, eating raw, whatever your thing is. This is kind of a new journey within people that are undergoing like their own singularity journey, right? Their own journey, meeting another person who's undergoing a very similar journey and having that dynamic and that connectivity and that like, I really, really see you. Wow. And I haven't felt seen before. And maybe pile number 3, you haven't felt seen in a long, long, long time. That is about to change. Okay, that is changing with the Neptune right here. You want to be aware and be careful, though, that, you know, you don't want to seek outlandish freedom, because here there are some boundaries implemented by the laws of like cause and effect in nature, and so on and so forth. So you want to be careful that you are not blind to the invisible boundaries and spoken boundaries that people have, or that things have, right? Like getting involved with a coworker or somebody who's already connected to somebody, or if you're in a partnership or you both are. We're not about destroying anything. We're trying to build and do it in a healthy manner. So y'all know that, but I had throw that out there with the moon kind of, you know, overlording the whole reading, and then having that obsession over mental spiritual problems. You could be someone like that as well. So don't seek outlandish freedom. Take, you know, proceed in like a step-by-step manner. Be a little bit more methodical, maybe similar to this person who's like tears of thy enemies. You want to construct in a similar fashion, but you have so much heart that you never have to worry about falling or erring onto the wrong side of that. Okay, so I know you weren't here for that, but here we are. Much love to you. Smash that like button, and I'll see you at the next reading. Namaste.